Hey, y'all, I'm Shane Sams, the host of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Super excited to be back with you again today as I help another member of the Flipped Lifestyle community start, launch, scale, and grow their membership. My guest today is Stephen Gates. He's an amazing member of the Flipped Lifestyle community. For the last 10 years, he's been an engineer, an electrical engineer, and he teaches people how to run software that runs robots. I'll let him explain it. I can't explain it because I'm not an engineer, but Stephen's a great guy. He's got an awesome career in engineering. But about a year ago, 2 years ago, he got the bug for online business. He said, I wonder if I could scale and leverage an amazing online business for myself. And of course, that brought him to the membership model. And I am excited to say that Stephen has grown his membership to 300 people and is making six figures every single year, over $10,000 a month in his membership website. And even more exciting, Stephen just quit his job about 2 months ago. He has become full-time online self-employed, and he is absolutely killing it. So he's coming on the program today, and we're going to talk about growing and scaling and leveraging all of the tools at your disposal to grow a membership even farther. Now, this is a deep episode. We're going to talk a lot about tactics, a lot about strategy. You're going to learn a lot about how me and my team and Jocelyn set goals and plan out how we're going to scale our membership every single quarter. And I'm going to lay out an exact strategy for Stephen on how he can add 80 to 100 net members to his membership over the next 12 weeks. So wherever you are, get you a notepad and take some notes because you could use this plan as well to go out and grow your membership site. Imagine getting 100 new people in your membership over the next 12 weeks. If you listen close today and then you jump into the community to take some courses, you're going to be able to do it too. This week's Flipped Lifestyle Podcast is masterclass level content, guys. So you're going to want to listen a couple times. Download this thing and play it over and over again. Take a bunch of notes, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Super excited to be back with you again this week to talk to another member of the Flipped Lifestyle community and help them take their membership site, their online business to the next level. And I am excited all the way from Omaha, Nebraska to invite Stephen Gates onto the show. What's up, Stephen?
Hey, Shane. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Man, I'm excited to talk to you. I was prepping last night. I couldn't sleep. You ever get like that? You drank too much coffee and it's about 11 o'clock and you're like, this ain't working. So you just get up, you know what I'm saying? So you just get up and I was like, I'm just going to prep for all my podcast tomorrow. And man, every word that I read on your sheet got me more and more excited to share this story with the Flipped Lifestyle community, just to show them what's possible. So tell everybody a little bit about you real quick, about your background and what it is you're actually doing online right now.
Awesome. So my background is went to engineering school and worked as an engineer for about 10 years, electrical engineering here in Omaha, Nebraska. And one of the things I was involved in it's called PLC programming. Most people don't know what that is, but basically it's automation for industrial plants, factories, stuff like that. It's a controller that's used to automate really.
Are you talking about like robots that build cars and stuff? Like it automates all the production line or something else?
Yeah, it's they often work in conjunction with robots.
Gotcha.
They can do a lot more simple automation stuff, like in a food processing plant or oil refinery or stuff. They're used a lot in places like that as well. So anyway, I got a lot of experience working with them in my job and really enjoyed it. And then probably maybe 7 years ago, I started wanting to get into online business. I was really interested in setting up some sort of passive or leveraged income business and researched some different things, and it kind of landed on online courses. Seemed like a good fit. And then the PLC programming stuff that I was already interested in seemed like something I could make a living with. So started just surveying in Facebook groups, seeing if there was interest in this type of thing, and found that.
Were these like engineering groups or like where engineers hang out and just trying to figure out if anybody wanted more training on PLC programming?
Yeah, I actually kind of went a little different route. I went to electricians and technicians, so guys that were a little lower, so
Smart.
to speak, or
had less training already.
Less training, sure, and doing more manual stuff, but we're around automation and PLCs and could see the potential, for the impact on their career. So that was kind of the route I took, was, okay, I'm going to focus on helping electricians, technicians improve their careers with PLC programming.
Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah. So started the blog back in 2016 and pre-sold my first course for like $27 or something, and had 10 people buy it or something, and it was exciting.
Did you freak out? Were you everything where you're like, why did I charge so low? Right after you got it done?
Yeah. It was exciting, obviously, to get some sort of money transferred to my account online for the first time. But yeah, it was kind of a long, slow process from there, building the courses, building an email list. And then at some point, I made the switch to membership subscription. I can't remember what it was that triggered that in me, but the idea of having a more predictable income with a subscription was really attractive. Even if it's not necessarily more money in the long run, it depends how you set it up, I guess. But having that subscription membership was really attractive.
Well, and what's amazing about that is, like, we learned that too, because when you want, like, people get like real high on course sales, but what you don't realize is it's a constant. It's like the locomotive is roaring down the track as long as you're shoveling coal in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, that's not what we wanted out of life. Like, I wanted to be able to be like, I'm leaving for a week, or I know I'm going to make money for the next 6 months, or, like it just, the security of the membership model is infinitely better. And I'll tell you what, man, you could, in the long run, I'd be hard pressed to find. It's like the tortoise and the hare. That's why I always explain it to people. Like, you may look cool and get that $100,000 on your launch, right? Yeah, but I made 120 in my membership, and you only had one launch. And then over time, it just starts stacking so high, those launch people burn away, and you just keep going, and you just keep stacking the dollars on top of it with the membership model.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's awesome.
So what happened after that? So you switched to the membership model. You've got this email list you've been building. You've got people buying your course. So the product itself is good because people are taking it and using it and loving it. When you launched the membership, like, what happened, and where are you at today with the membership?
Yeah. So I think I launched the membership at a lower price point, like saying, okay, the price is going to be $37 a month. But if you get in now as a founding member, you get it $27 a month. So that helped me kind of launch it off the ground and get people in.
Yeah.
And then, I was still working full time. So I was trying to figure out how to provide ongoing value, more than just like, I've got these 2 courses, go through them and then stay for no reason after that.
Right.
So,
take them again. Yeah, let's just watch them every other month.
Exactly. So that was a ongoing challenge, and it's improved a lot. Finally switched over to Kajabi last year, which helped. I started using the community product like you guys are doing, actually, and that has been really helpful to provide better support and people to be able to interact with each other a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Do you do any leadership stuff with them, or do you do Q&As? Do you do anything on camera once a month or anything like that?
I don't, not with the regular membership. I just recently, so I went full time with this in January of this year.
Flipped your life in 2021, baby. Yeah, no turning back now. No turning back. You're on the ride. You've strapped in. You can't get off the roller coaster at this point. You know what I'm saying?
I know, man.
That's so awesome. Congratulations, dude.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's very exciting. It's been a long time coming, so feels good to be to this point.
How did you find Flipped Lifestyle and the Flipped Lifestyle community? Were you just like, did you just randomly like, I want to grow my membership or something? And
I think
find the podcast or something.
Yeah, I found the podcast. I don't know. I think maybe I heard you guys on Pat Flynn's podcast for maybe my first exposure to you.
That's awesome.
He was the first business podcast that I listened to, and obviously interviews all sorts of people. So I got exposed to a lot of different ideas. And then when I found a podcast, well, you guys were kind of family oriented and flipping your life, which was, very similar to what I had in mind. Yeah, I can't remember recently. I stumbled back upon you guys and was like, man, these guys, they're preaching membership sites.
That's the gospel of truth over here, man.
Like there's so few gurus out there that really talk much about membership sites.
They're coming around, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've been telling people for years, like the membership model. And there was a couple of guys out there that I really respected, like James Schramko. He's a great guy that does memberships, and some other people. But man, like people are starting to do it. Like I just interviewed Amy Porterfield on the Membership Masters podcast, my other show.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
and she was like the same thing. It was so funny listening to her because she's a baller. I mean, Amy's as big as it gets. And we were just having a good time talking. And I was like, why did you finally add a membership? And she said the same thing that we would tell everybody. My income was unpredictable. Now, it was a lot. Her zeros are definitely more zeros than most people's unpredictable when those launches go. But at the same time, that's fine. You had a launch in March. Now you shut everything down. What do you do until the next launch in the fall, right? And she's like, we wanted more consistency. We wanted more stability. I wanted to be able to step back and not have to think about the business for a month. I'm like, dang, man, it doesn't matter if you're trying to make $1 million or 100. It's all the same kind of fears that we have. And the membership model solves all those problems, every single one. You know?
It's been great.
So how did you, real quick before we go on, and we're going to get into some different questions about the business. I want to help you scale this thing and blow it up. Like how did you improve retention? I'm looking at your numbers here, and it looks like people stay about 5.2 months or so based on the LTV that you give me. I'm just doing a rough calculation with the monthly. Yeah. All right, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all, dude. I mean, that 5 months runway lets you hire people, lets you think about it, lets you make strategic decisions. So well done on that. How did you get it up to 5 months? Was it just from the community itself? Was it some email marketing to your members? Like, what did you do strategically to increase that from the, oh, you watched my course month 1, please stay 5 months in the membership?
Yeah. So I think the main thing was just adding more courses. So now we're up to 3 good sized courses with a little bit of bonus material.
Gotcha.
So I think that was the main thing.
But that you're probably finding the point of diminishing returns comes with content real fast. Like there's only so many courses you can add before people are like, I can't watch all this, right?
Yeah. So I still occasionally get people that say I finished everything and so I'm going to cancel my membership. But usually it's people saying I'm too busy. I haven't had time to go through it, and they're not actually using it. So I know there's room for improvement there.
Right. Okay. And I ask that because whenever we say like, well, let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll come back to this actual like strategic question. Okay. Actually, let's flip this today. I usually talk about mindset first, but I want to talk about actual goals and numbers real quick. So you put in your form, your goal. I love this. Only an engineer would write this answer this way. I said, "What's your big question to help you level up?" And it said, "How do I add 3,000 to 5,000 in monthly revenue quickly?" That was the only answer. That was it. That's an engineer, man. That's what engineers bring you. They're giving you the facts. I want the facts, Jack. Right? Let's just figure out how to build this thing. Right? Let's get to the work. I got time for fluff. Right? I'm married to an engineer mind, so I understand how this works. You know, and my father-in-law is an engineer too, man, and he tries to tell me about all the stuff. He's a website internet service provider, and he designs WISP networks and all this stuff.
Oh, nice.
And man, so I'm just surrounded. My son's got an engineer mindset. I'm just surrounded by it, and I'm all like, "Hey guys, get on my cloud! I got a rainbow pulling me to the future." Right? So it's just bells
Great
out.
Combination.
Right? You gotta have both. You gotta have both, man. You know. Yeah. So when I read that, the first thing I thought was like, okay, well, you know, you probably need to spend time on retention for a little while, like a month or two, and try to get that to 7-8 months, because just that at your current rate of adding new members is going to increase revenue, right? Like that alone is going to increase revenue. And I think from listening to you, you know, the 3 pillars membership are curated content, like a good solid path, not just content, but like I'm thinking about what my person should do for the next 12 months, and I've spelled it out. for them, right?
Okay.
The curated content path is more important than just whatever the content actually is, because that allows you to onboard and set up emails over the next like 12 months that go out regularly. And you kind of automate some of that. Hey, you need to be in here. Come ask a question. Hey, you need to be in here. Come watch this video. Hey, where are you in the process so we can check, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that may I think you need to like go back and think about that curated path. Like what would an 8-month journey look like, for example, and reorganize that. So that's one thing that can improve retention. Community is the second thing, like letting them feel like they're not alone, feel like they can talk to each other. So you've got the forums going. That's great. Do you have anything social going for these people, like a Facebook group for a value add or anything like that? Or
no, just the community in Kajabi right now.
I would probably, this is something we've been testing lately and it's working great, is we've created a hybrid community. So we have a Facebook group and a forum, but I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, and neither should you. We're only going to use his tool, but remember, he can take his toys home. He can take that ball home with him. So we have a Facebook group, and we call it our FOMO group, is what we call it internally. Like it's used, everybody's got Facebook. Don't let anybody tell you that that's not true. Everybody's got Facebook on their phone. Like I'd say 90% of your members have Facebook on their phone, right? It allows you to have a group where you can do some more lighthearted stuff. So you can say, like, you can post engineering memes, and you can, tell them when things are happening in the community. You can highlight courses. Do you create public content? Do you have a podcast or a website or a blog?
We have a blog, yeah.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
But man, I haven't been doing much with that for quite a while.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll talk about audience growth when we talk about growth strategies for sales. Okay.
Okay.
But it's good to have a blog. You can highlight blog posts I call it PLC Thursday or something, whatever, and just drop a blog post in. So it gets people kind of like more engaging for fun, right? And talking about fun topics. And then the forum is for asking questions, right? So that could be a good way to increase. And it makes people just more affinity, like they get used to it on their phone. They get used to seeing it in there. There's a little more maintenance because you got to take people out if they quit and stuff like that. But, it can really help. And then the last part that I'm not hearing, and you may be able to clarify this, the last thing is usually coaching, which can also be substituted for leadership. Coaching does not mean to me like you're right there. It's just they know that there is somebody in charge. Like when you come into the Flip Lifestyle community, Shane and Jocelyn are in charge. I mean, we're plastered everywhere, right? It doesn't mean we're telling people I don't mean in charge like dictatorial. I mean, like, hey, this is being led. Like someone is at the wheel of the ship. Right. Yeah. How are you providing leadership in the community if you're not doing Q&As, if you're not doing things like that? Are you doing something different or?
So when I say I'm not doing Q&As, I meant like I'm not doing like a live video Q&A. So I am in the community answering questions every week. I actually have somebody answering questions daily for me in there.
Cool.
But I'm in there every week with an announcement or welcoming somebody or helping somebody with a question.
In the forum itself, you're typing and doing things like that, right?
Correct. Yep.
Right. I gotcha. Let me ask you this. Do you have Thanksgiving dinner with your family?
Absolutely.
See how absolutely, right? Like we are making time to get together in person. We are making time to get together live, right? And that has to translate somewhere into your community. Now that can look different for different people. For example, I'm wild off the cuff Q&A guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I serve my community, right? Yeah. For you, it could look like, hey guys, I'm going to do a workshop every month for you. And at the end of it, you can ask me questions. So you could pick a topic, you could show up. I've got a feeling you're more of the in front of the classroom, teach directly kind of leadership, right? That's how most engineers I know are, right? They're just like, here it is. I'm going to teach you something. This is cool. Any questions? Right? That could be what you do, right? That way it's more controlled. Are you more introverted or extroverted? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm introverted in some ways, but I really enjoy interacting. I've done some live trainings here and there and question and answer, and I really do enjoy interacting with my clients.
I think if you wrote down 12 interesting trainings and framed them like a professional development and said, we have monthly professional development live, and I'm bringing you these topics. They could even be topics you already teach in the community. It doesn't matter. Like I could do an idea workshop right now and 100 people would show up. There's a course in the community about it. But if I do it live, there's just something different. Right.
Yeah.
And you could do it probably like a workshop style with some Q&A and just even once a month. And then what you do is you say, hey, thanks for coming to my robotics day. Next month, I'm going to talk about more of this, but it's going to be different, right? Like you could just say that. And now the people have a reason to stay next month. They have a reason to connect with people. These people, I would assume, if they're running business, professional development, they're probably like lonely. Like they're just working on by themselves all day and they can't talk to their competitors in the town because they all don't get along or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? But like they could come and be like, wow, I'm on a call with 50 people doing the same thing, you know? And it positions you like I'm being led by somebody. Yeah. People without a vision, the people will perish. Right. Yeah. And you got to set that vision monthly on something live. Okay. Okay. So I think that's the whole. I think just that's probably going to give you another month or two of retention. Right. Okay. Adding that live component, adding that monthly Thanksgiving dinner for your people to look forward to, right? And then promoting it internally. You fell right into my trap. Absolutely. 100. I would never, ever miss a chance to hang out live with my people. Yeah. Right. That's awesome. All right. So let's say that helps with retention. That's going to make us stack faster. Now, $3,000 at $37 a month is 81 new net members. Okay. So we need 81 net members. How fast do you want to get there? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, as fast as possible.
Yeah. Because you're full time now. So you got the time to do it. Right. Yep. All right. So let's say we have a 12-week goal. I think that working in like a 12-week, you ever read 12-Week Year by Brian Moran? You've read that book?
I have not.
All right. Order that book. I think you should order that book. Everybody out there should order that book. I'm actually going to be interviewing Brian on the Membership Masters podcast pretty soon.
Nice.
And but get that book, and it helps you to think in terms of 12-week year. Like we're going to do in 12 weeks what everybody else does in a year. And with all your time now, full time online, this is a perfect time for you to jump into this book and start accelerating the process because you're full time. Okay. So let's think in 12 weeks. So we go 81 divided by 12 objectives. That's only 7 net members a week is all we have to achieve. All right.
Okay.
All right. So I think that's more than reasonable, dude. You could blow that up, right? Like, I mean, I think that every membership owner at your level, when you get over 100 to 200 to 300 people, you should be thinking 2 members a day. Like that's kind of a good way to think, but this is perfect. We'll just set it as 7 net members. And maybe if you got 2 members a day and lost half, you'd net 7. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So we're setting a good goal. Now, the next thing we have to do is answer how we're going to do that. All right. So what are the methods that we're going to use to do that? So I got 3 questions for you. 1, how do you build audience first? Number 2, how and how often are you selling now? Okay.
Okay.
And then how big is your list? So let's start with these 3 questions. And this is, I'm explaining the process here, guys, that my team goes through when we set goals. Okay. So this is exactly the questions we answer. Like, for example, how do we create audience? Well, right now we create audience through podcasting. So everything starts with the podcast. Do we share stuff on YouTube? Yeah, but it has to come from the podcast. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. How and how often are we selling? Well, we do daily email marketing. But one new thing we're adding in the 3rd quarter is we signed a deal with a live event company so we can go sell at workshops live. We're going to create a sales team and send them out on the road. Okay. And then, so let's talk about that real quick. How do you create audience right now?
2 ways. Social media, just organic sharing blog posts and updates. LinkedIn is a great one for me right now.
LinkedIn. Okay.
LinkedIn and Facebook groups. I still use Facebook groups.
Okay.
And then I do some paid advertising.
Paid ads. That's good.
On Facebook.
How's that go? Pretty good.
It's going pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
what are you driving traffic to?
To an opt-in page.
I gotcha. Okay. So that's 4 straight leads.
Lead magnet. Yep.
4 leads. Okay, good. What I'm missing, I think another thing for you too is I really feel like the regular content is slipping through your fingers.
Yep.
Like you don't have a content calendar where you're like, I launch X on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like publicly, right?
It's been on the back burner for sure.
That's got to be moved to the front burner. You are now a content marketing media company.
Okay.
Like that's when you go full-time online, everything is about audience, leads, sales in that order. And if you try to cheat past it, um, paid ads can make it seem good for a while, but as soon as you turn them off, they're gone. Right. Like you need to be figuring out how to build a tribe of engineers, electricians, all these people. Like I would even probably pan a little wider for gold now than you have in the past, even though your membership has been built by these professional development type guys. Like there's a door now to just blow it open to anyone who might come in contact with these automations softwares.
Gotcha.
Right. And try to build and become the guy that talks about this online. Do you have to podcast? No. Do you got to be a YouTuber? No. Do you need to blog regularly and have an actual strategy for it over the next, 12 months? Yes. Okay. Right. So content strategy is missing. That's the first place you can definitely improve. And if you just become outcome independent on your content, like I don't really look at my numbers. My team will report numbers to me once a month. Right. I just know that I've got to be consistent, prolific, and relentless. Like we have to have a consistent schedule that my audience knows every Tuesday a Flip Lifestyle podcast is coming out. Right. And we've got to be prolific in sharing that on social media. Right. And then anyone who engages with us, I have to be relentless on follow up. So I'm totally just doing the things every day, like consistent, prolific, relentless, consistent, prolific, relentless. It's going to stack up to something good. Yeah. Okay. Because we're going to plan. All right. So that content, I think, is a big audience thing for you. All right. And then how often do you sell your membership? Like overtly?
So I'm a engineer, so I got all sorts of automation going. So I have email sequences that are selling multiple times a week, usually kind of passively in the emails. So a lot of content emails with light pitch for the membership. And then every once in a while I'll have a stronger pitch for the membership. I have an automated $1 trial sequence that I send everyone through. And then I do a live promotion maybe once a quarter.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That's interesting. All right. So, okay. If you do 4 live quarterly pitches, right, a year, well, what would happen if you did 4 pitches over the next 12 weeks? Like you would immediately shrink all of that. How many members did you add last year when you did your quarterly pitch? Well, what if we just change that to once a month?
Yeah.
Like that immediately is going to increase sales, right? And we're going to start netting more people. And then I would even say, what if you did 2 a month for the next 12 weeks or 2? Yeah. What if you did 1 every other week? I mean, it's the same thing every time. Yeah. And we have a nice run up where we're getting ads to it. And that would be, over 12 weeks, that'd be 6 live pitches, right? And we're just taking the show on the road. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not changing the thing. It's just the same. Every 2 weeks, we're getting new people into it. We're giving new people an opportunity to come to this thing live. Also, this is a mistake that I see people make when they get to 6 figures or they get to 200 or 300 members, is they immediately go into automation leverage passive mode, right? That to me says this is a product that was created that's awesome, but now it needs a mission and a vision. Like, what's the mission and the vision for the company? Yeah. Right. That drives you to do this. You're helping people improve their careers. That's incredible. You know what I'm saying? So like really stabilizing that mission gets you like more motivated to be less passive and more management mode. Like all money must be managed. We can leverage it. We can have passive income. We can take 2 weeks off and go on vacation, but we need to circle back around and think about the humans in our membership and the mission of the brand, so that it drives us to be a little less passive, right? Because that's a trap, the passive income trap. Because when I look back at our sales, Stephen, I always see 10% of our sales come from our automation and our email list, and then 10% came from these webinars, and then 10% came because Shane was a guest on a podcast, and 10% came just because I was in a Facebook group and I told somebody about my membership, and 10%, like there's these chunks. And the great thing I'm hearing is you're just activating 10% of your total power right now, the whole machine. You've got all these other areas that you can just jump into, like do things more frequently, and that could blow it up immediately. So I say, all right, so as we're building a strategy, how does it feel to say, well, you know what, every other week for the next 12 weeks, I'm going to do 6 sales webinars. Why do 4 a year when I can do 6 in the next 12 weeks? Right.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay. So now we've got a content strategy for audience. We're going to add a layer of every other Thursday, I'm going to do a webinar and I'm going to run ads to it the week before. Super simple, right?
Okay.
You're still only showing up one day to work.
Yeah.
Right? Once you set it all up. All right. So now we got a sales strategy that's more prolific. 6 of those. And then what does your list look like right now?
About 8,000 active subscribers.
That's great. How often do you think that list gets emails from you?
I'd say 3 times a week at least.
Good job.
A little more early on, a little less later on.
When they get on, they go. And then they just kind of fade away into your automation.
Yeah. And then they just get the live stuff I send out
a
couple times a month.
Yeah. So the good thing is we're going to hammer that list, inviting them to these webinars. We're going to pitch like crazy, Okay. The frequency is fine. I think there's nothing wrong there. Do you run ads at the list? Do you upload the list into Facebook and do retargeting ads straight at your email list?
I've experimented a little bit, but I don't have an ongoing ads.
You need an ongoing direct sales to your email list. I'll tell you another great thing to do with ads is if you upload that list, you can make a lookalike audience on that list.
Yes,
and
I've done that.
That converts the best for us. Like when we just put just let it run. I don't even look at ads but once a week. Like I turn them on, let them run. A person on my team makes sure that they're going every day. Mm-hmm. So that's important just to make sure they don't turn off or something. But you can go crazy looking at your ads all the time. Like we really only judge them once a month. Like, okay, well, we spent this much and made this much on that ad. Judgment. Turn it off or go to a new ad. Right. Yeah, because you don't want to turn them off too fast. They've got to learn. So man, I think a renewed focus on regular content, that's going to pay off. That's your long-term strategy. Do a webinar every other week. Heck, do it every week if you want to. That's fine. If you really want to get there quick, all you got to do is you need 7 new people every webinar, and you're going to explode that over the next. You need if you do it every other week, you're going to need 14 new people, right? Yeah. And if you do it every week, you're going to need 7. Sell 7 webinars all the time, right?
Yeah.
And that just starts stacking over the next 3 months, and then be more aggressive with the list. I would challenge you to go, like you said, light touch, passive thing. Just go look through your sequence and pitch more often. Pitch, make sure it pitches every 3rd email or something.
Yeah.
And make those light touch emails at the bottom. Make that PS more of a hardcore. Yeah, you need to be in here.
Yeah.
Right. And just make that a little more. And I think you're going to start stacking members like crazy. So,
okay. Cool.
Man. So let me ask you this now. What mindset things hold you back? I know that quitting your job is a huge hurdle, and it comes with a whole bag of the next, the first day is I did it.
Yeah. And
the second day is oh, what did I do? Right. Yep. So what else is holding you back? From that plan is a very engineering plan I just gave you. It's here's the system, here's the days, here's the project management, we're going to do. But what else is holding you back internally from you think making this happen?
I do worry about fatiguing my list. I guess doing too many promotions, just over the top. And then promotions don't mean anything to them anymore. So that's something that concerns me.
Sure. I hear that all the time. Yeah. And here, the first thing I realized when I started doing daily emails back in 2015 was I'm the only one paying attention to my list and what I'm sending out. 90% of people are not paying attention to what I send out 90% of the time. My son one day, he spilled something on his shirt and he was freaking out because he had to go to the school for something and we didn't have time to run back home. Right. And I said, bro, nobody cares about that little spot on your shirt. Nobody's even going to notice. Yeah. And he goes, why do you know that? I said, because they're too busy looking at the spot on their shirt. Nobody has time. Nobody cares. So we get we freak out because people might unsubscribe or we might be beating, down the bush. But if you have a value mindset on your list, then you're truly sending them to blog posts that are valuable and you're sending them to content that's valuable. And then you have a true mission. Hey, I know if you join my membership, I know if you join the Flipped Lifestyle community, you're going to start building, grow, and launch and scale a membership. And that's going to change your family's future. I know that's best for you. Right. That's my mentality. And I owe it to you to try to get you to buy this every day, because I want to be there the day you decide to do it. Right. Yeah. And then I have a mentality on my list, man, that's stone cold. It's buy or unsubscribe. Just stone cold. Steve Austin, buy or unsubscribe. Right. Because like, I need to know if you're in the boat so I can help you, or I need to know if you're out of the boat and you're going somewhere else. Because I have too many people that need me and need my help and have raised their hand to worry about the people who don't. Right. Yeah. And so I don't want it to be, subversion. I want it to be overt. And the weird thing is, when you start being more aggressive with your list, your unsubscribes go down. People actually, every time I've seen somebody be more aggressive, people are like, thank you for just getting to the chase. Yeah. Right. And with engineers, I think they would want pitches like, what's this guy selling? I'm trying to figure it out. No, here's what I'm selling. I'm an engineer. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's easy to say, hard to implement, but dude, be more overt, help these people in the way only you can help them. And they'll appreciate you for it. And the people that won't. And that's cool. It's okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like Elon Musk doesn't care that his rocket ship exploded yesterday and someone's laughing at him because his rocket exploded. He just cares that he landed it and then it exploded.
Exactly. Yeah. Occasionally I get emails from disgruntled subscribers and I just hit unsubscribe for them and move on.
You know how you know you're scaling? Here's how you know your business is hitting the point where it's starting to scale, when those come every day. When you start getting one of those when someone every day is like, why are you emailing me? You're a fraud. You're an idiot. Like, this is stupid. Like, we made it. Finally, Justin, we made it. We made it, baby. So awesome stuff, man. All right, well, let's back up, because this one went deeper than normal. So we probably need to back up. We covered a lot of ground, got a good plan going. You can go back and listen to this, write it all down, and then make out the plan. But let's zero in on one or two action steps that you're going to take today, in the next 24 hours, and maybe this week, where we can get this thing out to scale it. And then, of course, we can follow up in the forums and on Q&As. And as you're building this out, I'll be here to help you too, and the whole community will be there for you. So what do you think your next step is going to be in the next 24 hours? To take action on, to get the ball rolling on all this?
Yeah. I think making a content schedule, blog posts and/or YouTube videos that I'm going to create in the next 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And then take a week and batch all that. Like, just batch it up, get it scheduled. Now it's off your plate. That's a great place to start whenever you're building out something new. Then you can just focus on the live trainings where you're going to sell a bunch of memberships. Can blow it up, man. It's gonna be great. Good deal, man. Well, listen, dude. Hey, thanks for coming on the podcast today, Steven. Hey, listen, I love your success. I'm so proud of you. I'm thankful that we got to tell your story here on the podcast today. I know that people, when they hear someone got 300 members in such a specific niche too, like it's not like you're out there like life coaching engineers, right? Yeah. Like, it's just such a specific thing, man. It gives a lot of people hope and inspiration. And I just appreciate you for being so transparent on the program today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, that wraps up my coaching call with Steven Gates. I hope that you enjoyed that. Man, he's killing it out there. He's putting in the work, building the automation. And the most amazing thing is he has tons of room for potential improvement. And I know he's going to grow and scale his membership. And that's what we want to do for you. We want to help you start, build, launch, and grow and scale a membership site of your own. Imagine if you did what Steven did. He went out and he got 300 people to pay him $37 a month, making over $10,000 a month. And he retired himself. He quit his job, and now he is full-time online. And that's all possible because of the stability and the miracle that is the membership model. That's what we preach, and that's what we teach inside of the Flipped Lifestyle community. We believe everybody has God-given talents and experiences that they can use to turn into a membership site. All you need is 100 people to pay you $50 a month to make $60,000 a year. And if you get to 200, you're making $120,000, 6 figures a year, all from the comfort of your own home. We've done it. Steven did it. And we've seen hundreds of other people build successful membership sites in every kind of niche imaginable, from robot algorithm software like Steven's doing over in the engineering world, to raising backyard chickens and everything in between. We believe you can monetize your wisdom, your experiences, and your talents and start a membership site of your own. Now, normally I just tell you right now to go to flippedlifestyle.com/free so you can start a free trial. But I want to tell you a little bit today about our gold plan. Not only do gold members get all all of the resources in the Flipped Lifestyle community. They get access to the forum. They get access to monthly member calls. You get access to all of our trainings, everything inside the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint. But gold members also get all of our marketing courses, from email marketing to sales funnels and more, everything you need to grow and scale your business. Not only that, every single month, I handwrite myself every single word, the Membership Masters newsletter. And then we print those off right here at Flip Lifestyle World headquarters, and we send those out to our gold members so that they have a monthly marketing plan in their hand. Again, I write this from scratch every single month. It's the most up-to-date information on membership marketing anywhere online. Inside, you'll find a 30-day marketing plan that is customized for memberships and the month that we are in. If it's March, every single day in March, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, when to email your list, what kind of promotion to have, how to share it on social media, and how to get the word out and grow your membership. The Membership Masters newsletter is an exclusive component of our gold membership. And if you're ready to scale and grow your membership, you can try the gold plan right now, just like all of our other plans, for free at flippedlifestyle.com/free. We believe in our program. We're proud of our program. We never hide anything that's on our program. Other marketers are trying to get as much money out of you up front. We've got the door wide open, and we say, come on in, look around, and see if it's for you. The Membership Masters newsletter has produced incredible testimonials. We've seen people take 1 month of the Membership Masters newsletter and make tens of thousands of dollars in their membership. If you'd like to try the gold plan, you can sign up right now at flippedlifestyle.com/free. As soon as you sign up, I'll send you a video to welcome you and say hello, and we'll get your first issue of the Membership Masters newsletter in the mail. That's flippedlifestyle.com/free to try any of our programs for free for 30 days right now. All right, guys, we are about out of time today, but before we go, we love to share a Bible verse on every episode of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. You know, Jocelyn and I get a lot of our inspiration and motivation in business and life from the Bible. You wouldn't believe how much is in the good book about living and running a business. There's a lot of stuff in there, and I'm excited today because Stephen is going to share a Bible verse that means a lot to him. So Stephen, take it away.
This is Colossians 1:16-17. It says, "For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together." So I love that verse because it's such a great reminder that we are here, we're created for Jesus Christ. It's about him, and everything that we're able to accomplish is because he has created us, he's holding us together. And such a great reminder for me. It keeps me motivated.
All right, guys, that is all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much for listening to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast. Make sure you go leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. That really helps us spread our message of hope and inspiration all around the world. We really appreciate you doing that. We'll be back with you here next time. Until then, get out there, take action. Do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.
Bye.
That's an engineer's verse right there too, baby. Just it's created like 5 times. He built something like 5 times in that verse, man. That's great, dude. Awesome, man. Hey, man, listen, if you need any help while you're doing this, make sure you jump in the forums and ask us. My team's in there every single day to help people find the resources that they need to grow this stuff. What tier are you at right now? What tier are you at? Are you
I think I'm at the basic or just the
Do you have Membership Masters? Do you get Membership Masters? The newsletter?
Got it right here.
That's what I'm talking about. Just making sure, bro. Because that like once you get through this little cycle too, and like that, actually, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the March issue is like a lot of webinars and stuff. So
it
like
is.
Man. So it's perfect timing for that one to come out. It just do what it says every day. I'm telling you, especially people with audiences who are already got the ball rolling. Mm-hmm. Like that's who I write that for, people like you.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it'll tell you what to do every day. And if you just follow the plan, it's like a railroad track. It's going to get you there. The only thing is, I think yours is going to be a little more prolific in the short term,
right?
Because you're trying to add members really, really fast. But then once you fall into that promotion cycle, dude, that thing's going to make you some money. So
awesome. Appreciate it.
One more thing before we go. Thank you so much for listening to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. If you love the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, if we bring a little joy and a little happiness and we bring some knowledge into your life every single week, could you do us a favor? Go to Apple Podcast and hit subscribe. Download a few of the podcast episodes onto your phone. Apple's algorithm loves seeing downloads and it loves seeing those subscribes. And please leave us an honest review over on Apple Podcast. That'll help us grow the show, expand the mission, and reach more people so that we can help them change their family's future as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.